Hi, this is Val with Folk Art Wings, and I just finished another journal. I used fabric from an estate sale. They had a huge bin of upholstery fabrics, and this one's absolutely gorgeous. It has kind of an Osnaburg weave to it, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I've got a tie closure. It's all vintage ribbons and hand-dyed ribbon. It's got some antique fringe added to it, laces, ribbons, 5 signatures. That's the back. It's got a tie closure, like I said. I always include a little packet of goodies. You don't need it. The thing is full, but you still might find a use for them. So there are chipboard pieces in here, little wooden clothespins, antique buttons, bulb pins, floral accessories, swatches, different kinds of offcuts, tickets, flowers that I made out of paper, some tags, and just an assortment of fussy cut butterflies, that kind of thing. Fabric swatches I see here, clothes, safety pin. There's just a huge assortment there. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to, instead of untying, I'm just going to go ahead and pull it off so I don't mess it up. I wanted to show this. I did add a kilt pin that has a little flower on it and a little tag that says thank you. Love the bronze kilt pin. Okay. When you open it up, it's lined inside, and we've got a backer card here that someone I know locally did architectural drawings for wrapping paper, and I bought some at a yard sale 30 years ago. This little piece I hand sewed all the way around it, and then I did a collage here of different this impression here comes from doing a stencil brush on top of a fruit bag that comes in an open weave like that. And then I did some stamping, and I've got some little offcuts here, torn little book pages and all, but I just thought that was so pretty. And I laminated it for a nice backer board. So we'll start right away with the first signature. Trying to keep everything in focus because it is a huge journal. We've got scrapbook paper that I extended and I sewed. This is a book page from, it's really a poetry book, and it's got great artwork in it. And then I just added one of my printables. Well, I kind of drew that up. Music paper and a hand-dyed doily. I did paper punching on a lot of the pages. If I didn't do paper punching, I was usually sewing. This is notebook paper. This is wonderful wallpaper. It's got a coating to it. On the inside, I did a little stenciling and a collage with a butterfly. And I've got an extended piece of poetry book that I punched on the end, and it's got great artwork. Look at the colors. Isn't that beautiful? If I open it up, you can see. And the poetry's gorgeous. I did one of my button flowers on the notebook paper, and I did a little stamping. I've got a little paper swatch belly band here, and in that belly band, I've got a tag. I made a little, I found this stamping on an envelope, and so I added that to the top of a journal card. This one's got a sewn sticker on it. You can see the sewing. I used gold lame thread on that one, an antique ribbon. And then this is a page from a book, and I stamped the number 9 on it. I mean 10. It's number 10. I don't know where I came up with that. I laid down some items and scanned them and put them together for this little page. I formed a little pocket out of a desk calendar, and I sewed that to this book page, okay? and did one of my little button flowers and a little collaging. And inside the pocket, I put these two pieces for you to journal on. I love this. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't say who painted it, but I just absolutely love that artwork. And I did the scallop punching on the book page, and the book page comes from an almanac. And then I had done some lined paper that I could print up for myself, and so I cut it down and put it in here and did a little collage up here, and the fleur-de-lis is a wood cutout. And then I have on this page that's been eco-dyed, it's a book page, I attached a bridge scorecard and stamped it. And then we've got punching on the ends and book page. This is an eco-dyed paper, original of course. And I absolutely, it's so pretty in person. It is rose leaves. I put rose leaves all over it and punched out some designs. And then, you know, it's got the dye bath showing up. You can see a stem here with a little bit of rosebud. I did the same thing here. You can see the petals of the rosebud. I just think all the eco dyeing, it fascinates me. It turns it into kind of a cotton feel to the paper. Just absolutely wonderful. This is just construction paper for children to draw on. And I just added that bird cut out from my calendar. That's craft paper. Coffee dyed paper is next. And I did a little collage here. And this is an order sheet from a catalog that I used to buy jewelry pieces. And so I liked the different objects that show. And then I put a bridge score pad paper there, and then punched the edges and sewed it to a heavy coffee dyed paper from one of my cookbooks that I didn't need anymore. And then this is music sheet paper, and I sewed all the way around that with another piece of paper blank on this side added to it. And this is an offcut from a photograph, and so I added that. And then we have coffee stained stationery with a little dragonfly on it. Parchment paper that's been punched on the end, and I did a little stenciling. And we come to the center of the first signature. So on the back there, I'll put a little gemstone on that one. Did a cute little, I don't know what you want to call this, a medallion with the ribbon extensions, but it's all book page, and stamped the edge and put antique hand-dyed seam binding down the edge. On this page, book page, I did some stenciling, and I extended a little bit and reinforced it with children's play money. And then I did a little stenciling on this book page. And then we're back to the coffee stained cookbook page, sewn down to the order page. Did a little collage here, did a little flip out. I sewed this little flower down, coffee stained, craft paper. This says, remember to stop and smell the roses. I stamped that on old drawing paper. This is my eco paper again, the other side of it. Different little leaf here, little bud there. If you look really closely, you can see the shapes, the veins, all the color. There's a little green, a lot of blue is dominant. And I put this cotton fringe on and I sewed it, and I had punched both ends of the paper. And some stationery that I stamped and punched. This is a flip up paper for you to write on, and it's attached to book page that's been dyed. And this is original eco-dyed paper with a little washi tape at the top, and the almanac page, and the page that I put all my sewing things down and scanned it. I think that's kind of cute, and you could take it out and tear it apart if you want. I did little quilts out of, my husband has tons of seed catalogs, and so I cut the little pictures out and I quilt them onto printer paper, And I just love the color. And then I've got some tags here for you. And some writing paper, stamped, folded over to reinforce it a little bit. The edge was punched. And put a little paper clip with ribbon to match. This is from a poetry book. I love the illustrations in it. And more stamping. And we're at the back of the wallpaper. And it's got a nice big pocket back here. We've got writing paper to stamp. It's been punched down on the edges, I mean. This is hand-dyed doily, music paper, a page from a poetry book. I love the colors. And then we come to the end of that first signature, and we're on to the second. So since it's wide, I've had to do extensions on some. This particular wallpaper needed an extension here, and then I put some lace down it, and I did some stenciling here, formed a pocket. And then we've got more decorative cardstock that blends in with the book, and you can add the tissue paper glued down, gives you a nice surface to write if you want, or you can fill this up with photographs or memorabilia, like tickets, coloring book page, and wallpaper order page. And I put a little zigzag. It's old, it's sparkly, beautiful blue. And then I cut the scallops out, and I put a pocket on the back side, a corner pocket. It's a book page on cardstock, very reinforced. This is cardstock it's parchment in a cardstock thickness. And then I just layered a book page with some coloring book page and a little thing that I send out sometimes that says give thanks, and a pretty card. And this is one of my friends who is a librarian. They went digital, and so she gave me all the card catalog index cards. So I decorate them and have a stash of those on hand for my journals. Map, and then we've got ledger paper. And this is calendar page that I've sewn down onto index from a map book. And then I made a big belly band here to include any of the things you want to add to it. You might want to put a book page in there, turn that into an envelope. This is illustrated paper in a How to Paint book, and I thought it was just so cute. So I put a little tab on it and folded that in, and I folded over craft paper to reinforce the edge. And then I collaged on this book page so you'd have a place to write on. Same thing here. This is a flip-up graph paper, very faded, so you can write on it real well. This is book page, and it's just a flip out. And I've got some antique ribbon here that glues it down, little washi tape in the middle, washi tape on the inside. Okay, and so then I used a book page here and an illustration from a garden book I love pen and ink illustration. And so here's one of those library index cards decorated and collaged. And then another one that I've decorated and sewn around and layered. Just real cute. And then some cardstock that matches the cover of your journal. And then on this side, in this pocket, we've got a hand-dyed 3x5 index card, a nice tag with a ribbon on top, and an index card that I layered different offcuts and book page and sewed all around, and then a tag or journal card that's been sewn all around and collaged. Pretty florals from the C catalog. This is a page from a children's book, and then I punched the edge. And on this book page, I've got a paper clip here with old ribbon, and this is another one of those index cards, library cards. I just did some collaging and layering of papers there. And on this side, I used one of those library cards, and I dyed this one. I dye a lot of them if you haven't seen that before, and sewed everything. And then I put a little landscape here that I thought was so beautiful. absolutely beautiful. And this is a piece from a music book that I had, and I tea-dyed it. This was a book page from How to Draw with pencil and charcoal, children's writing paper. This is another one of my eco pages. Isn't it gorgeous, the color? And I just did a little decorating here in the corner to cover up that little info on the wallpaper. And I formed a collage and layered book page on index card and did a little thumb cutout. And I've got some offcut of scrapbook paper that works with the journal. Looks really pretty with it. And then this is some of my own illustration paper. And then a journal card, and I just attached some writing paper on it. Lots of writing space. Graph paper with writing on the lined on the other side. I just love tissue paper, and I dipped the tissue paper in tea, and it came up with this wonderful blending. And this, when I wanted to attach it to this large book page that I punched on the end, and then I added a writing space. So you just flip that out and put your writing down. And I've got eco-dyed paper here, and it's just taped down with washi tape. Some cardstock that's been dyed, and I punched it. This is a calendar page, and I sewed it down and made a pocket on the front. And in the pocket, I've got some marbling, some lined paper, and a great image that I think blends with the journal so well. And this is a page out of Janet Marsh's nature book, and she does all watercolor illustrations. And I got this cut from somewhere, and I thought just enhanced the whole thing. And this, I punched the edge of her paper, and plenty of writing space left there. And we're in the center of the second signature. So plenty of writing space, plenty of places for you to tape in with washi tape your pictures or tickets and ephemera and so on. This is a paint chip, and I just found this wonderful illustration and sewed that onto it and put a little paper clip with some antique lace. And then more cardstock that's been punched. The book page, and I did a butterfly collage here, and it's been punched. And that graph paper that's tan and writing on one side, graph on the other. And here I've done the same thing here to cover up some of the writing that was on this page, and it's all eco-dyed, and it's velvety feeling. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I'd eco-dyed wallpaper. That's why there's writing on the inside there. But it's original. I put a little flip out here. Who doesn't like a little Frida in their journals? Some writing paper. The book page from the drawing. I've got another little cute loopy fiber paper clip here on this beautiful coffee dyed music sheet. And I've got journaling spots that I'm tucking in here. I love this journal. It's so pretty. Did a little decorating here. Same thing here. This is a flip out. Plenty of writing space. Okay, attached to a big book page. And then I did some little print out here that I include a lot of times with my journals. And then I cut this, tore this out of a book about elves. I thought it was so pretty. And then we've got the children's book page again. And a more book page that I've done the punching. Craft paper. This is from that drawing and painting book that I had on hand. And I punched the edges and sewed all around it and just put one of my paper quilts on this page. I just absolutely love making these. I glue them down, I sew them down, and I love, it's like a collage, but it's a quilt. I just love it. And On this is the index to a map book, and I made a pocket here. And so I've got some folded up writing paper. Well, not folded up, but clip offcuts. And there's 4 of those. And I made the pocket out of a library card. It's been dyed, and then I put some decoration on the front. And I got this somewhere. It came in the mail. I'm not sure where it came, but I thought that was beautiful. This is a journal card I made out of 3x5, and I sewed all around it and, you know, made some cute little journal writing spot. This is from a children's book and a dictionary. And then this is some scrapbook that matches the rest of the journal. And then we've got a little flip out with so many different odds and ends and offcuts and blanks and book pages and so on. So I'll just kind of put that there. And I think I need to put this with one of my paper clips so you have it. I'll put it with that one. Okay. And on the back side, I've done a pocket again and done some collaging, some punched out construction paper, coloring book paper, and pretty stationery. And we've got our ledger paper, the map. We've got a collage with a butterfly and vintage satin ribbon. And ribbon's been sewn on this side, and that's from a wallpaper book. And I've got a little flip out here. I sewed the butterfly to the cardstock, and you've got more of a flip out there, so you can put little secret messages if you want. And that's coloring book page. And then on this side, we've got all that wonderful paper, forms a pocket over here, extends this signature, and some stenciling, and I've got the antique lace and the wallpaper and the extension down here. So you have a nice big signature there. And that was number 2. This is number 3. And with number 3, this comes from a calendar. It's heavyweight, so I used it for the signature cover. And right away on the inside, I've got this wonderful pocket. To begin with, I put holes so I could tie this journal card on it. I absolutely love the colors and the bird. And on the front, I made my pocket out of book page and then a little offcut, and that's the back of the calendar page. And we've got more of play money and writing space and little offcuts, little collage here, some antique lace. And so I'll put that back on the edge. It just hangs off. And then in the pocket is a full sheet of beautiful eco-dyed paper. The book is just full of wondrous pieces, I think. Just gorgeous. Page from a poetry book with some illustrations, just beautiful. I made a journal card out of this photograph from a seed catalog. I've got writing paper folded up, full sheet. It's vintage. Everything I put in my journals is vintage except for some scrapbook paper. Punched this and made a, these are all little teeny strips, about an 1/8 inch thick. And I glue them down on the library index cards, and then I make tags or journal cards out of them. I sew all around them and then decorate. A little tag there. This is a page from a French book about movie stars. It's kind of funny. And I did a little collage here, a little decorating with an offcut. I punched the edges, plenty of writing space. This is a map, and I did a lot of I put some old stamps on it, did some of my pen and ink. I put some brads on here, butterfly, some old paper that I handmade and I reproduced. And then I put photo corners. There's a pocket on this side, made it out of scrapbook paper, my pen and ink artwork, some cheesecloth, and a little butterfly. And in that, we've got more of that beautiful hand-dyed eco paper punched at the top for a little decoration, and then another tag made out of an illustration from a desk calendar, and I added the offcut up here, and then some tags. This one says what to do. Put that in, and then this blue journal card. Sewed the sticker on it, and then this illustration I think is just beautiful too. So I sewed that down on some cardstock. And this is a children's book. It's really an alphabet book. This is the ledger paper again, and I did a paper ruffle, and I made a little homemade stamp, and I stenciled on the edge of the craft paper. I made a wonderful bookmark. All of this is vintage. We've got the netting and the ribbon and the covered button and more ribbon and this embroidered ribbon. It's doubled. I absolutely love it, and it makes such a nice bookmark. Put that to the side. Hope you can see it. I'll move things around at the end. Children's writing paper with a stamp on it. And parchment paper that's punched on the edge. Antique ribbon, little butterfly collage. And little decorating. And vellum paper that's been stenciled. French paper, heavy copy dyed. This one didn't get it too much on the middle, and the edges are punched, but it got it all around the perimeter. I love that look. This is copy dyed paper. This is a book page with a little collage here. And of course that came from a seed catalog. And then I did washi tape and did a little belly band. So if you'd like to tuck something inside there, I'll put this little children's book page in it that's been folded up. And that adds great color. And then on this side, I've got some dyed writing paper, and I punched all around it, and then I sewed this beautiful bird illustration to it, because most journals aren't big enough to hold these kind of things, and I got it out of a magazine, but it's absolutely beautiful. And then I did a butterfly collage at the top. This is coffee stained tissue paper that I glued down on book page, and it has a great feel to it, and you can write on it. I did a little button flower there and put a little tab, and you just pull it out and can write on it. This is coffee stained stationery with a little dragonfly. Music paper that's been coffee stained. This is drawing paper that's been decorated with one of my button flowers and collaged, and I sewed down some coloring paper. And then on this side, I decorated with an offcut of scrapbook paper, a fussy cut butterfly, and some coloring paper. And this page comes from an almanac. And I did the punching out on this side, and then I formed a pocket out of coloring book page, and I have vintage stamp with a little collage here, and in the pocket I've got a beautiful illustration, one of my daughter's favorite artists, of course, and I sewed all around it with gold lame thread and backed it with old book page. And then I've got 2 journal cards here, sewed the butterfly there, and added some trims to the top. This is copy dyed paper, and I've got an actual flashcard for French and a fussy cut butterfly, and some offcut there to decorate it. Decorated there. And that was the center of the 3rd signature, and a beautiful butterfly collage right there. I've got a belly band on this book page. This is from the almanac, and a wonderful sturdy belly band here. I've sewn this medallion on. I've sewn all around it. I've got a lot of writing space tucked in here for you, or use as you will. Sorry about that. Stationery. Just great pieces. Love the colors. Here's that construction paper again. I decorated it. And the coffee stained music paper, the stationery, and I did one of my button flowers and sewed all around it. And we did the same thing. I've got the tissue on here so you can write on it. I've got some original Eco dyed paper glued here. I folded it and pleated it and put a little tab on it, and the ends are punched. And then I put this scrapbook paper here, and you can still write on that. And then we're back to the Eco dyed writing paper and the book page that I put a little, I used an offcut of scrapbook paper, put a little thumb cut out, sewed a sticker to it, and then stuffed it with all this wonderful mulberry paper, full sheet. Love that. Coloring book page. Made a wonderful layered piece that I sewed all around it and put this little sticker on it. Colors work so well. And this came out of an art book that my other daughter had left behind at home. She didn't want it anymore. And so I backed it with a paint chip when they used to make big ones, and I sewed all around it for a journaling spot. And then we have another back-to-back scrapbook paper. And I put a little sticker there and put a little ribbon on it and made a tag out of it. And then we have the coffee stained paper that's been punched on either end, the French book paper, and the pretty little bird I attached. And then we've got some vellum paper. Did some stenciling down the side. This is heavy cardstock parchment paper. And you've got a nice little journaling spot here that's been decorated with a scrappy trim that I sewed together and then put it on some cardstock and added some Eco dyed paper and a little butterfly. Then we have the children's writing paper, decorated, stenciled craft paper. We've got the ledger paper again, it's blank on one side, punched on either end. And same thing with the book page, the alphabet book page, children's book page. It's been punched. And on this page, we've got our map, and I made a pocket and then did a little collage here with a butterfly. And this is a full page of Eco dyed paper, original. And a lot of these things you might not want to keep in here. Put them aside and use them for a mixed media project or, you know, something you enjoyed making. This is part of a floral book. It's cardstock just decorated, and I sewed around it and punched the edge. And then I love this pen and ink. I love pen and ink illustrations. So I sewed that to cardstock, and then I sewed a little butterfly on the back. And we've got an offcut from a calendar page that I used there for a journal card. And on the back, I just did a nice collage here. Used the seed catalog, calendar. You know, you can't believe how many wonderful things you find and things you would not know had so much art available to you. This book page I decorated with a fussy cut out of a book that I have that has pen and ink illustrations. And then I did a little pleat from a magazine page and punched the ends. This was one of my favorite movies. He had shrunk and was desperately to become his normal size again. I think it was a Twilight Zone. This is a flip out with cardstock, and I sewed a little butterfly there. And then on this is the back side of the calendar page. And so we'll come to the end of this signature, and I made a book page pocket, and I took a strip from the seed catalog, and then I took this old sticker and put that on there and made a little pocket. You got a full sheet of stationery that you can write on both sides. I love this artwork, and so I sewed that to one of my pen and inks. And then I've got a little stencil offcut of music sheet. And an offcut of cardstock. And a little journaling tag. And of course this illustration's sewn down, and it came from a magazine. So now we're on to the next signature. And I've extended it, sewed it down. Did a little decorative decorative rickrack there that has a little sparkle. This is comes from a book. I just love this book. The illustrations are wonderful. And I did a little flip out here. So you've got some interest. You've got papers that you can tear out, papers you can write on. Each one's, not each one, but a lot of them are decorated in some form or manner. And that's real eco-dyed paper. And then this is a coloring book page, graph paper. This is baking paper that I line my sheet pans when I'm doing eco-dyeing, coffee dyeing, tea dyeing. I put a sheet of baking paper in the sheet pan, then I start layering all my papers and throw them in the oven and bake them. And this comes out so crinkly, and it's pretty strong too. And I love all the color that comes out on it. This is coffee dyed music paper and children's writing paper. This is from Kate Greenaway's Language of Flowers book, and you don't get much out of it with illustrations. Some of them are really good, but I loved this cover page. It was absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Mulberry paper, parchment paper. This is paper from a how-to scrapbook book, and I picked it up at a yard sale, and I decorated on this side with an eco piece, and you know, I hope you can see this. It is fabulous. I'm going to enlarge it if I can. Can you see that? Absolutely beautiful. Has the purple in it and all the leaves. Writing paper with graph paper, and this is hand-dyed eco paper. I'm trying to remember, this was, something I planted about 35 years ago, and it's called wormwood. It's a beautiful leaf. It grows like crazy, and you cannot get rid of it once you plant it. So don't plant it in your yard unless you put it in a container. But it doesn't flower, but it is absolutely beautiful. And it gave me all these lavenders, and it's really weird. It does have like a stem of, at the end of the season, kind of a blossom stem, but it's not flowers, but it's like buds, and they never like open up like a flower. I guess they're packed with seeds probably, but it turned out really good. I got good impressions there. I stenciled some music sheet paper, decoration. I love the landscapes and outdoor scenes. This is from a calendar, and I just attached a flip up. I sewed it down, and it's graph paper with a little stamp there. Coloring book page, scrapbook paper. I love the color of that. And I have a rubber stamp, not from my friend that's the librarian. I got that at a yard sale many, many years ago. And so I pulled that out of my stash and started using that. Graph paper. This page is a heavy coffee dyed page out of a craft book. And so I made a really cute collaged, multi-layered pocket on the corner and put some crocheted lace in it. And I put writing pieces, spaces in here, stenciled again, time card that's been inked, cardstock, just real cute. And then on the back side, I've got a garden book that I love all the pen and ink drawings and illustrations throughout, and I've used a lot of it. And these birds are absolutely gorgeous. And I did a little ribbon and fussy cut flower there. And I've got stationery in the pocket. We've kind of got hot weather today. It's a little steamy. It's a little hard to get things to work. I've got a little lined paper and an offcut from scrapbook paper, double folded. And then this is watercolor paper. So I just put a piece of that in there for you to experiment on if you want to, with your inks or your paints or pencils, whatever you want to do with it. And this is part of an atlas. And I dyed this lace, and I thought it matched beautifully. Same thing here, and attached it to book pages. I punched that out. This is an extension from a hand-painted floral book that's been, of course, not the original Florals, but it's Victorian period, and they made a book out of it. I love that. And this is eco-dyed paper in pinks, and I put a little burlap strip down the edge, and a little brad that's got a little pretty blue gemstone, and then some very old antique looped fringe that's cotton. And I love all the marks and so on that eco-dyed paper. And then doily and scrapbook cardstock, and I added some antique rickrack. Book page here that I added plain paper to the back and sewed all around it, and then just attached a cute little piece of note paper on top of the book paper and decorated it with some washi tape. This is my own pen and ink, and that's the center of this signature. And all this will be a repeat. So this is a book page from an embroidery book, and I just think that is so beautiful. And I did a butterfly collage, and it's been sewn all around. This has been punched on the edge, and we've got the eco, the doily, the book page of the Florals book page, and that's part of the atlas, and it's been decorated. Old stamp. I've got a collage going on here and some of that lace that I dyed. On this book page, I took another book page from that garden book and made another similar pocket there. And the polka dots on this is funny. When I do a heavy coffee dye, I put them on a pizza pan that has holes on it, and I shove it in the oven to dry it and bake it. And it always forms these polka dots, which I think are kind of cute. Writing paper's tucked in there, and this is a reproduction of a student's notes in their French book, and I sewed a little landscape on the top, and then on the back I put lined paper, and then parchment and cardstock weight, and then a decorative piece of tissue paper. It's a little heavier than the tissue you get at the store to wrap a present in. Specialty paper, kind of on the weight of like mulberry paper. And then this says, "Have a great day." And I cut that out of a calendar, tuck that in there. And then on this side, I did a pocket out of graph paper. And I did a little decorative brad with some little, I guess I'll call them flags. And it says, "A time for letting all you know." I don't know what that means, a time for letting all of you know. Wonder what that means to a person. And a time for letting all of you know. I guess share something. I don't know. Cover it up if you don't like it. Cardstock, some bubble paper, that bubble paper that I had done, and I reproduced it. Matches. And then an offcut that I sewed down the side so it's sturdy, and it's ferns and just out of scrapbook paper. And scrapbook paper again, and I put I've got the graph paper here, and I did a little stamping here. Plenty of room to write on, plenty of space to put photographs, plenty of pockets. You've got your coloring book page, flip up writing paper. On this book page has all been sewn down, little burlap punched on the edge, coffee dyed music sheet paper, the stenciling again. This is eco dyed again that I told you about, that I used the wormwood plant on, and it really does give good impressions on it. The graph paper that's lined on one side, time card to write on, attached to a book page. Heavy-duty book page. It was the one that teaches you how to do scrapbooking. Like anybody needs to know how to. I think it's kind of obvious how to do scrapbooking. But anyways, I think that about journaling. And a lot of people don't realize that they can record so much, or each journal can be a theme. And so I think just they're wonderful. I don't care how they're decorated. If you receive one as a gift, or you buy one on your own, or you make one, it's going to turn into yours. You'll be the owner of it by what you write in it, what you save in it. It's just, I think people are ready to keep a history of what they've been through and what they've done. Parchment paper, mulberry paper, book page. Love the illustrations. Children's writing paper, the coffee dyed music sheet, the baking sheet paper, graph paper, coloring book page. This is an end page from a storybook, and I did a magazine ruffle, and that's the end of that signature, and we're down to the last one. And this one, I put one of the little punches and holes and put 3 tags on it. And then I did a pocket, and this image was from a needlework book, I should say, because it had stenciling on fabric, a little bit of everything. And it's really not tight, but the way I put it in here made it tight. This is attached. It's a flip-up with assorted papers that match throughout the journal. This is ego-dyed paper, more ego-dyed paper with a stamp on it. And a wonderful journal card here. Love that collaging. Little eco paper there. This one's got punching on the end. This is a 3x5 card that I decorated with. I'll demonstrate that one time in the future. But anyways, it's got a little brand on it, a little picture. Okay, and another little tag that I did some, just cut out some little scraps, cheesecloth, paper, and a little landscape, and put it on a tag cut out of a calendar page, and then put some little baking twine on the end. This is beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely. It comes from a calendar. I put one of my button flowers in the corner and sewed all the way around it. I've got one of my scrappy strips sewn and attached. I've got a paper clip attached. Take that off so you can use it wherever you want, but you can use it on this big opening, okay? I made an envelope out of the calendar page and scrapbook paper. And it really isn't scrapbook paper. It's really a stationery paper that you use in your printer. It's got little specks of color in it and everything. And so it's got plenty of room to put anything you want in it. And I put some large things in it. So what have I got in there? Let's see. I've got a piece of inked stationery. I'm going to turn it sideways so it doesn't get bent. Drawing paper that I've attached a tag to. Decorated a little bit. I've got a collaged giant journal tag. Sparkly papers, all different kinds of papers, and sewed all around. It's got a nice weight to it. Coloring book page that I backed on scrapbook paper and sewed all around and inked. And eco-dyed paper, and those blues again. No 2 papers came out the same. Just all beautiful, I think. Beautiful. Okay, so that's what's in there, and I'm going to put this paper clip back on it. It's got some beautiful ribbon on it. Okay, and we've got eco-dyed lined book paper with a vintage stamp on it. Same thing here, vintage, little collage of different papers. Atlas paper with a pocket, belly band on it, I'm sorry. That's been collaged with a butterfly, and in that belly band we've got an offcut of scrapbook paper, a cardstock tag, giant one. This is coloring book page, and I just did an offcut of eco-dyed paper strip sewn onto it. You can write on that because the print isn't even that prominent. And then a little antique oh, I can't think of what they call that. It's a little, it's a notebook that has that little clippy thing in the middle that's metal, and you open up the rings and put the paper in. I can't think of it. But anyways, it's like an office supply. And then I said, put a little writing on this scrapbook paper, and it says, who with a sphere is put beside? Who with a sphere is put beside? I mean, it's a little thing. You can tear that off. I mean, it's just little things that make you think that I throw in once in a while. This is cardstock weight journaling paper. Okay, that's attached with washi tape, and it's decorated and inked, and it's cute. And I've got a little pocket here that's been decorated, collaged here, really cute. And in the side pocket, we've got some of that Victorian art book of floral prints that have been hand-drawn. And then I've got some coloring book page with the tab on the end of it's made out of eco-dyed paper. And then on this side, it makes a pocket. Okay, you can see the papers I just had on this side. You can see them down here. Did a little collage here. And then in the pocket, we've got papers, and these are stickers. Money, looks like money, American money. But it's cute. And a little journal card, tag. Over here, I decorate, oh, and another journal tag. Okay. And then I decorated this and did a little collaging and punching on the edge of the ledger paper. This is from a beautiful illustration off of a calendar. And so I did a pocket on this side, and the pocket's filled with all these different papers and offcuts, plenty of writing space, punch, decorated. Same thing here with the coloring book, and I put some antique lace here and a swatch here, a little collage. And then that's the architectural wrapping paper I used earlier in the book, and a large book page with a flip up. Okay, and it's been decorated on the edge, and then a flip up on the back side, and it's been punched on both ends. And this is eco-dyed paper, and you can see some little floral imprints. Some wallpaper I thought was lovely. And so I took a piece of that and made a little pocket from that same garden book that does all the pen and ink illustrations. Put a little button flower on it. And then in the pocket, of course, you've got several things that you can write on. All decorated. And then I bent this in, folded this in because it would extend too far. Did a little decorating on it. And then on this side, there's a collage. Eco-dyed paper. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Just gorgeous. And this is from the needle workbook. And it taught you how to do candle wicking in it too. And it's got a punched edge. And then the baking sheet paper. Love all that dye and crinkle. And then this map I've turned into a pocket on this side. Double pocket. Oodles of things to pull out. Okay. So we've got a coloring book page. This is wallpaper, and it's got the information on the back so you know it's wallpaper, with a tab. Eco paper. I sewed a little sticker on this cardstock. This is one of the index cards that's been eco-dyed. We've got a nice little tag made out of a calendar, blank on the back, and I sewed all around it. And this is a little advertisement I cut out of an old book. I thought that was really cool. So we'll put that back in the pocket. And I've got a double pocket here. I have a piece of wallpaper here, and I stamped the book page here. And so I'll get these in. And then I'm going to put these in the front. Okay. And then on the back here of the map that's been punched edge, I did a collage, and I think that floral is so beautiful. And then flip out the other side of that map page, And you've got another pocket here, and tags, and journal space. Pocket on the back, okay. Little offcut decorating there. And we've got cardstock that's weight parchment with some tags and some baker's twine. And an almanac page. I love reading those. And some eco-dyed paper, again, that same color range. An old photograph that I sewed all around to book page to give it some weight. Thought that was interesting. And then I sewed that sticker on cardstock. And then over here we've got a flip up. Got vellum, scrapbook paper, book page, notepad paper, and lined paper that I designed. I mean, I can't say I really designed it. It's just I did make it on the computer. All I did is put lines on a paper and scan it and then reproduce it. So anyways, I sewed down scrapbook paper here so you could write on that. More of that baking sheet paper with all that great color. The needlework page, and I did this wonderful collage. There's cheesecloth and tissue and ribbon and cutouts from catalogs and seed catalogs and a little offcut from a calendar. I mean, it's layers and layers. The eco paper, love it. Look at the color. And Janet Marsh's illustrated book. Put some washi tape on that. I've got a belly band here, and I did layering of different papers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then some lace, and sewed it down to wallpaper. That's that wallpaper again, the back side. And so inside I did some punching on some scrapbook paper. It's plain on the back, so you can write on it. This is a 3x5 card, and I put a little word phrase here and some tissue paper and sewed all around that. Then I sewed around this sticker onto cardstock, and we've got some plain money that all works together with the colors. And eco-dyed paper again, kind of a periwinkle. And this page, book page, I sewed paper on here so that you could write on that. It's been folded in to fit. Then there's coloring book page on there, and that's been sewn down. And the drawing paper, and I put a little landscape here. That's the wrapping paper. And this is another side of a calendar page, and I sewed that down to all around to wallpaper. And then this is ledger paper again. And this page, I've made a couple of pockets. Let's see, I've got the flip out here. On the back, I've got some tags and some collaging. On the front, I have this little miniature seed packet that I made. Okay. Little paper clip with a ribbon. Some offcuts. I've got different waterfall effect here. And, of course, an eco-dyed library card. Put that right inside there. Inside this pocket, I've got journaling card. Thought that was really cool paper. So put that on the end. It's got a tab to pull it out. Okay, shows down here. And then on this side, I've got regular pocket made. It's a double pocket with a piece of paper that comes from a catalog and another book page. And I sewed all around and put them on this book page. And so in the top pocket, you've got some lime green stationery. That goes in the top pocket. Okay. A time card that's been inked. And just an offcut from some book. But it's got neat areas to write in. Or you can put a photo in each square. Then I've got some more stationery that I'm going to put in this smaller pocket that's right here. And more stationery. Plenty of writing space. Decorated with butterfly. And then on this end, there's another pocket. And I did one of my tiny little scraps, offcuts, and I glue them down meticulously on the card catalog index card. I put a little antique lace on it and sewed all around it. And so it just makes a nice little quilted tag. And so that's on the end here. Okay, and then that's the back of that paper, that book page, and it's really not book page. It is. It comes from an atlas. It's not a map. It comes from an atlas. And then I dyed this writing paper, and I decorated and collaged this cardstock. And then on the this cardstock, I actually did a collage here with an old stamp and made a pocket, and the pocket comes from an art book. And then I just decorated some ego dyed paper, a little butterfly on the top. And then I've got some offcut from scrapbook paper, my pen and ink on cardstock, some old little notebook paper, and an offcut of paper, scrapbook paper. And so we come to the end, and it is a big, beautiful journal. Show you all the sides. Oh, and I got to put this one back on. Okay, and then we've got more ribbon if you need it. I've got the little packet. We've got the bookmark, a backer card. I've got a beautiful bookmark, and you've got your ribbon closure. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I got it all in. It is a big journal. I worked really hard on it, and I really enjoyed making it. It is so pretty. I just absolutely love it. I used a lot of vintage pieces in it, and the colors are gorgeous. And you can take everything out of it and you just put it in a stack or in a drawer and pull those things out, and if you want to add any of those colored pieces that are already in here, like the tags of journal cards or the eco paper. But anyways, I think you'll have fun. Whoever gets this is a beautiful journal, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the flip through, and if you have any comments or any questions, put them below, and I'll keep checking back to see if there's anything that anybody would like me to demo in a future video. Thanks for watching. I enjoyed doing this. I hope you enjoyed watching. Come back again sometime. Thanks again. Bye-bye.